All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Money Monday with Ronnie. I have Randy here again. And so this week, and every time we're talking about, finances and things of that with Money Monday, one of the things we always talk about is the acquisition of the property, how to get the property, how to talk to the
That's the fun part, man.
that's the fun part. That's where all the action is,
Yeah.
But once you get that property, okay, great, we got contract, but the real finance and what we're all in this game for is, how to actually profit from all the work we did on the front end. So Randy is our hotshot, maverick, high-flying disposition manager. That's what I call him. And so we just had him on here just to maybe give two tips, on how to properly dispo, sell, and market a property. So Randy, what do you think, man? What are the 1-2 ways that someone can really increase their chances and likelihood of being able to actually sell the contract that they have?
First thing is know what you have.
Mm.
So you got to know what you can get for that property and kind of just strongly feel like, hey, it's worth this. And then once you figure out that number, you got to believe it. So figure out what you have, figure out a price that's appropriate for that property, but then stick to your number. If you've done your homework, get it out to as many people as possible on the first 48 hours. But don't lower your guard too soon, just because it can get really easy for someone to get excited, especially a newer wholesaler. Like, hey, I got a property, I'm asking 50,000. Someone's like, hey, I'll give you 46. And they're like, done. Because they're still going to make money on it. And they just want to sell it as soon as possible. But deep down, they probably know that they've got a deal worth 50,000, right? And if they work a little harder, make a couple more calls, make a couple more connections, they can probably get that 50K. Mm-hmm. The only time it really makes sense to kind of jump off your number that soon is if you've had a handful of people look at it and the feedback is all the same, like, hey, it just needs a little bit too much work, and everyone's offers come in at this, say 46, and it's like, okay, 46 is probably where I should be. I kind of overshot my numbers. That's fine. It happens. We're all human. But I guess my first tip would be to know what you have and then run with it, and then make sure you've put it out there enough before you kind of fall off your number and take a lower offer.
Yeah, no, that is very, very good tips. Know what you have. A lot of times people get housed on the contract. They don't know what they have. They're just, happy that the method worked, not really sure the numbers. So they're just throwing things out there and then, get a lot of negative feedback. So
you could have a $30,000 property next to a $100,000 property, but it doesn't mean that your one that needs work is also worth $100,000. Like, don't be asking for 90 and say, well, the one next door is 100, but yours still needs $40,000 worth of work. It doesn't work like that. That's kind of the basis of know what you have. And then the other thing is just constantly keeping in touch. I always say this, constantly keeping in touch with your VIP list, because as long as you nurture those relationships, those are the people that are probably going to move quickest on your deals. So always stay in contact with them, and whenever you have something, kind of put it on a silver platter to them, say, hey, I got a good deal for you. And most likely, if you have that good relationship there, there's a good chance to get a deal done.
For sure. Well, look, guys, thank you, Randy, for joining us again. Hope you got something out of this Money Monday. Make sure you know what you have, dispo it right, and keep those relationships going. All right, we'll see you guys next week.